Despite K-pop stylists' job of making idols look as beautiful and gorgeous as possible, there are still cases where some poor idols would look like nothing but a hot mess on stage, solely because of the weird outfits that the coordies throw at them. And what's even more confusing is that some of the idols here are even frequently praised for their top-notch fashion sense, yet they still can't escape being at least once a fashion disaster. Number 1. NewJeans at the Fact Music Award in KCON, Japan. Debuting under the magic hands of Min Hee-jin and her timeless aesthetic and everything, from music to fashion, NewJeans has become one of the hottest names in K-pop, despite having just been on the map for 2 months. Most recently, netizens even recognized the group as having one of the most unique styles in K-pop. But ironically, this seemed to have made the coordies think so highly of themselves that they started to dress the group oddly, ending up turning the girls into clowns on some most recent appearances. From the red carpet to stage performances, the stylist took every chance to try out the most eccentric ideas on the girls, with the hope that netizens would still praise their fashion sense like before. For example, on October 8th, when NewJeans attended the Fact Music Award, all eyes were drawn to them, but ironically for all the bad reasons. While all members were in their teenage phase, and even the group's concept itself also followed the lively Y2K and youthful style, the stylist still made them wear the most aged, outdated, and abnormal outfits to this event. Of course, we all know the dress code was black, but it still made no sense for a girl group pursuing a youthful concept like NewJeans to wear such confusing outfits to their very first red carpet. Among the 5 outfits, the dress of Danielle was the most acceptable, except for the overly puffy skirt, which created the impression that she was sneakily hiding a drum to bring into the performance of the Fact Music Award. The outfit of Haerin hilariously made her look like having bat wings sprouting from her hips, because the bike shorts had nothing to do with the wingy, sleeveless black top. The fit of Hani not only made her super disproportionate, but also like a time traveler that had just traveled from the Earth of 2007. While some might defend the stylists, saying that the figure of Hani wasn't as slim as expected of an idol, so there must have been difficulties to dress her beautifully, but when considering Hyein's outfit, this defense was no longer valid because Hyein had the most ideal figure in NewJeans. Yet, she was also the worst-dressed member of the night. Looking at Hyein, people only saw a sci-fi warrior stepping out of the Matrix, who was ready to throw hands anytime, anywhere. Especially considering her age of 14, it made even less sense for the coordie to dress her in a full leather outfit mixed with a pair of jungly boots and a warrior-inspired belt. The outfit of Minji was kinda okay, and probably her menswear style was inspired by her famous unisex visual. But because the blazer was twice the size of Minji, she was unfortunately turned into a bulky bodyguard going there to protect the rest of the members. As if the experimenting on NewJeans' red carpet outfits wasn't enough to satisfy their boundless creativity, the coordies went on to do a bunch of eccentric things in the girls' performance costumes, literally turning them into the clowns of the night. The outfits were so bad that not only K-nets, but international netizens had to voice their concerns, questioning the competency of NewJeans' stylists, because the team seemingly couldn't balance 2 styles, playful and high-fashioned, of the group to create a harmonious appearance. Specifically, for the red carpet outfits, the coordies turned NewJeans into a mafia squad about to throw hands at anyone. Yet, for the stage performance, they switched 180 degrees and turned the group into 5 kindergarten kids. In fact, some believe the girls looked even worse than that, because no kids would ever have to wear a combo of long, colorful trousers mixed under another colorful skirt. Looking at NewJeans that night, netizens said they no longer see the image of a most anticipated girl group of Gen 4, but rather some shabby idols coming from a Nugu company. Some joked that the stylist probably had overslept, so they must have rushed to the event at the last minute, ending up forgetting to pick up the outfits prepared for NewJeans, and having to give the girls their pajamas and be creative with what they had. Unfortunately, the streak of fashion disasters didn't stop there, because just several days ago, the outfits of NewJeans stirred up the internet again for looking too try-hard and half-ass at KCON Japan 2022. According to netizens, the stylist team was lacking competency to create a trendy, reminiscing hip-hop look for the girls, so they ended up making NewJeans look like kids trying to be gangsters. Though it's true that the group image is all about the refreshing, colorful vibe of the youth, netizens still found it hard to wrap their head around why the girls' fashion was becoming unnecessarily tawdry and cheesy. Especially for the outfit of Danielle, it seemed like the stylist believed her ethereal visual could save whatever they threw on her. So instead of giving her something more hip-hop and in vogue, they put on her a sloppy, cheap-looking pullover, mixed with a pair of irrelevant sporty shorts. Many also found it annoying to look at Haerin's hairstyle, because it gave the impression that she was on the brink of losing all her hair. The annoyance toward NewJeans' outfits got so big that their exclusive stylist team had to clarify that they had nothing to do with the girls' outfits in Japan. And only at that point did netizens stop asking Adore to replace NewJeans' coordies. Number 2. Jennie at Blackpink's concert in Seoul. While Jennie has long been famous for her fashion sense, and until now, despite having been in the industry for 6 years, she could still trend easily on the internet, and whatever she wore would sell out in the blink of an eye, Jennie has recently failed the expectation of netizens for bringing such a questionable style on stage. On the first day of Blackpink's concert in Seoul, people were all looking forward to the most perfect and memorable night, considering how that was the first in-person concert of the girls since COVID-19 broke out. However, when Jennie turned up on stage for the Shutdown and Type of Girl performance, the response to her outfit went sour right off the bat, because according to netizens, the whole thing looked off and odd. While they understood that Jennie was the leading figure who would always incorporate a little twist here and there in her outfits, and make her other trendy items less predictable, for example, that trendy item this time was the fit biker jacket, they still couldn't see why she had to put on those outdated, fairly cheap-looking bright red tights. Probably, the stylist's intention was to create a powerful red-on-red outfit, complementing the power Jennie held. But unfortunately, the thick material of her tights and the way they awkwardly tried to tie the whole outfit together only made things worse. Instead of connecting the red shorts with the red leather ankle boots, what the tights did was make her legs look bigger, ending up making Jennie seem to be way shorter and bulkier. While normally, she has been famous for the fire figure that every girl wants. Number 3. NCT 127. As NCT 127 had to put their concert off for 3 years due to COVID-19, many fans were looking forward to their comeback and expecting that the boys would bring only the best of the best on stage. However, when looking at the recent outfits of NCT 127 at the LA concert, aka the hotspot that SM Entertainment has been trying to increase the group's coverage throughout the past 6 years, people thought they were looking at 7 construction workers practicing the choreography of their favorite K-pop group. When the stage lighting pointed at the group, the reflective patches on their outfits were also said to remind people of environment workers' uniforms. Everything was so bad that netizens even joked that the new stylists of NCT 127 must have been those who had worked for BTS, because for a very long time, BTS had been made fun of for their questionable dressing style. Among the 7 members, Jaehyun was probably the most pitiful one, because his outfit was the legit collection of all terrible factors making up the worst costume. Besides the ridiculous reflective patches, his outfit even had fringes, and when Jaehyun danced, rather than adding dynamic to his moves, they only awkwardly moved around like a loincloth, trying its best to hang on to his waist. So why do you think the stylists would do this to their very own artists? Do you really think these outfits are unique and can help idols stand out? Or are they just making excuses to practicalize the most eccentric ideas on their mind? Comment down below to share your thoughts with us. Also, remember to like, share, and subscribe to BeBoss TV for more interesting K-pop content. Thank you for watching.